All right. What's up, YouTube? What's up, family, guys? Welcome back to another reaction video. And on today's agenda, we're going to be diving into why did Prussia lost Poland after the Napoleonic Wars. And this is a short animated documentary. So, I in my previous videos, I think we touched base on the um, Napoleonic Wars. Yes. So let's see what this one is about. This is my first time, so guys, I'm excited. When it comes to history about Poland, guys, there I am. All right. So guys, before we go to the video, I would like you to take some time, to like, subscribe, and share for friends and your families. So without any further ado, let's dive right in.
When you win a war, any previous territorial losses are often swiftly returned to you. Yet, whilst Prussia had been on the winning side of the Napoleonic Wars when France had been defeated and occupied, Prussia's previous loss of this territory in 1807 was never rectified. And in fact, it was handed over to Russia, which raises the question, why? Why did Prussia lose this land even after it was victorious? So, to begin, during Napoleon's adventures across Europe, numerous coalitions formed to oppose him. One of these coalitions was the Fourth Coalition, which was comprised of these nations trying to prevent France from creating a new European order. The coalition didn't fare too well, and shortly after Napoleon had occupied Berlin, the Prussians sued for peace. In the peace treaty, it was dictated that Prussia would lose all of these lands, with this large chunk here becoming the Duchy of Warsaw, the first independent Polish state since Prussia, Russia and Austria carved up Poland-Lithuania at the end of the previous century. 7 years later, Napoleon was defeated. Then again a year later, and France was occupied and in no position to dictate its own borders, let alone those of Prussia. So why was it then that after the dust had settled, a chunk of Russia's Polish territories were a part of the Russian Empire and had not been returned? Whilst Prussia did lose a lot of its Polish territory, it did keep most of what it had gained in the first two partitions. However, there were two main reasons that this land was lost to Prussia forever. The first reason was the most obvious: Sweden. You see, after Prussia's losses in 1807, its place in the coalition was diminished, and thus it didn't command the same level of respect that it once had. Both Prussia and Sweden had eyes on territory in the German-speaking parts of Europe, and if Prussia spent too much political goodwill trying to regain Poland, then that would leave Sweden with a greater foothold in the area. The second reason was that Russia was occupying the lands. When pushing Napoleon back to Paris, the Russians had conquered the Duchy of Warsaw, and had placed it under military administration. Prussia wasn't exactly excited at the prospect of fighting another major war that it would likely lose, and so there really wasn't much that they could do. That's not to say that the Russians weren't going to compensate Prussia for the loss. Emperor Alexander I knew that Prussia had a claim to the land, and so in return for handing Warsaw and the Polish heartlands over to Russia, it would support Prussia's expansion westward, which worked well for both sides. For Prussia, it meant that it would lose a great chunk of its Catholic Polish-speaking population and could replace them with the richer German-speaking Protestant populations to its west. It would also increase Prussia's influence in the new German Confederation at the expense of Austria, which was a fun bonus for them. And for Russia, gaining Poland was important because Alexander believed that some of Napoleon's liberal ideals were here to stay. And so it was better to paint himself as Poland's liberator and protector than to risk Prussia getting it wrong and Poland breaking free. This wouldn't last for long because after Poland revolted in 1831, its status as an independent state was abolished and it was formally incorporated into the Russian Empire as a territory. And with that, Prussia lost control of Poland, and its successor state Germany would only briefly regain it during the First World War. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and a special thanks to my patrons: James Bisonet, Kelly Moneymaker, Sky Chappelle, Corsho Wolf, Jerry Lambdin, Jordan Longley, Adam Stalter, Marcus Arsner, YN Hockey, Spencer Lightfoot, Rod D. Martin, Words About Books Podcast, Captain Sidog, Gustav Swan, Marvin Cassow, Camoon Yoon, Winston Kaywood, Boogly Woogly, Daniel Tabian, Miss Izet, Aaron the White, Corey Turner, The McWhopper, Alex Schwinn, Anthony Beckett, Copper Tone.
I just want to add a little to that, because during Napoleon's rule, he established the Duchy of Warsaw. I know we heard that. That was from the 1800s, where Prussians controlled the Polish territories, while the Duchy was a client state of France, guys, and it reawakened the Polish hope for independence. Now, guys, you gotta let me know if I'm making sense there, because Prussia lost much of its Polish territories after the Napoleonic Wars due to the territorial reshuffling, and that was agreed upon at the Congress of Vienna in 1814 to 1815. So after 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 Napoleon's defeat, the Europeans' powers after Napoleon defeated the after Napoleon defeated the Europeans' powers met at the Congress of Vienna to redraw the borders and to restore the balance of power. And the fate of the Poles, guys, the fate of the Poles' land was heavily debated, especially I would say between Russia, Prussia, and Austria. So you guys gotta let me know if I have that right. You know, guys, I'm here and I'm here to learn. I'm learning because I want to visit you guys um one day. So I just need to know everything about you. I love you guys. I love you guys. Guys, I'm gonna leave the original link in my description. If you have seen it for the first time, let me know what you think. Leave your suggestions, engage with the audience because you know that's what we're all about on the channel. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with your friends and your families. So guys, this is working to the end. I'll see you back on the channel. Stay safe out there, guys, and share the love, not the hate. Peace out. Till next time, I love y'all.